This is a little bit after 1 a.m. in the morning. 1 a.m. is when I woke up. Still in my underwear. Let that kick in. Cup of coffee. Listening to Wayne Hancock. They say music is from the soul, part of the soul. They say the music is the soul. And the way things go, way back then, if you had to make a living off of making music, by the time you got to the year 2025, no one can just listen to it and vlog because you don't own your music. Someone else owns your soul, so you can't listen to Wayne Hancock with me because someone owns it. Some corporation owns it. Maybe somebody by now, if you're listening to this 100 years from 2025, somebody else owns my soul, but hopefully not. Welcome back to M. Hood Discovered. Welcome to When Junk Table Theory Runs Out. This is a father's story. This is a bag of brown rice. This is a half gallon of milk that is almost done. There's a fresh half gallon right there. So this is kind of like a wake and bake session without the baking. Whenever I'm listening to Wayne Hancock, I start to get this urge to shave. I think I want to shave this down a little bit. We've run to the end of the road here because we've run out of space. It's starting to pile up. This is all over there because that all over there was soon to be all over there on the floor. As you can see, this table was taking too much weight and pitching everything on that shelf towards this door, which I've discovered that there is rot all around the frame here. And it's bulging out. So I did this yesterday afternoon and then I crashed. I have to edit a video here in a little bit. I'm gonna get my dogs out. This is kind of like a day in the life. This is also the full moon, by the way. Yesterday had a lot of thunderstorms and rain. Today is no different, but we're clear for now. It's just not worth fishing because of the full moon and whatnot. I don't know why I was putting that there. It's got to go there first. For over a year now, this is what I've been doing to take a nice hot bath. Haven't had any hot water. Here we go. I'm gonna have one more cup of coffee, get dressed, get the dogs out. By the time I get back, that's probably going to need another 10-20 minutes, and then I can take a bath and shave. Just feel like shaving. I don't know if it's the Wayne Hancock this morning or the fact that I'm telling a father's story. But yeah, I think I would like to be clean shaven, just out of respect. Respect for who, you might ask? I'm not sure about that. Maybe out of respect for Hashem. You always hear, honor thy father, honor thy mother. You can try your best, but sometimes you're dealt these cards where honor is hard. It's hard to respect. Not all mothers, not all fathers come out the most respectable. But some stories have more, and some stories have less. There are good days and bad days. There are good ones and bad ones. Which ones are in this story? Well, you just have to keep watching and find out, won't you? Back to the Hancock for a second till that's about half done. Dog's out, butt wet. It's after 2 a.m. now. It's becoming less and less traffic as we move forward. That's going to change probably as time goes on, but I think we're going to have less traffic for a while. Things are winding down the road where there's been a lot of construction down there. Major plant, right? LNG plant. They were supposed to do 2 of them. They're pretty much rolling up, you know, finishing the first one, so they've been laying a lot of people off. The second one was supposed to be rolling by now, but is on pause and may not start up for a while. So yeah, boom and bust. Got a lot of workers who have left, temporary workers, and then we got these temporary workers who are trying to stay because they fell in love, but there's really not that much work for them in particular. It's in the 70s right now. Yeah, it's really humid. Feels nice, but sticky, right? There's a very mild hint of jasmine on the air. There's probably some jasmine somewhere in the distance, and I'm just catching a little bit of it. It smells kind of nice. There's also a hint of vinegar, or yeah, there's a like slight smell of sourness. As we get to this side of the bank, after we've looped around it, we start to come into this nauseous smell. It's coming from that truck right there. That's a mosquito truck. It's a nauseous pesticide smell. I cannot stand the mosquito truck smell. Let's go, guys, come on. It's just something weird about this place. Renew Wellness, Cosmetic, and General Dentistry. Makes me think of that song, John Wayne's Teeth. Are they wooden or are they plastic? That song makes me think of the worst criticism of this town. Well, there's a lot of bad criticisms of this town, right? But over the years, the most common one is that it's dull. John Wayne's Teeth. Wooden or plastic, they're dull, right? So yeah, there's just not much going on other than the large amount of traffic that's been going back and forth, but not much has changed as far as like development. Yeah, they're building some new houses here and there. There's a second donut place, but we don't have theaters. We only have one grocery store. There's a lot of things we don't have. We have water all around us, kind of isolating us. We have a new toll bridge that we got to pay for like 3 times. We got plenty of ice machines that break all the time. We got a red bone over here that takes a lot of time to smell stuff. The positives of being here in this little town, well, this town, we have an extremely low crime rate, so it's really safe, right? Because we've got lots of federal property, we've got lots of law enforcement here, we've got good schools, lots of water, lots of fishing. Whoa, steamy in here, guys. Just steamy. You want to do some hot yoga? Yeah? Hot yoga, dogs? Hot yoga. Yeah. All right. No, we're not doing that. We're going to shave and take a bath because this is boiling. I'm just waiting for the kettle to boil. Yeah, one more cup of coffee. It's a bit after 4:30 right now in the morning. We're gonna get into it. I feel nice, fresh, clean, smooth, still drip drying. Ooh, got that hiss. Yes, here we go. Just a little bit of fresh grounds over the other grounds. Order, chaos, mother, father. Is the mother order and the father is chaos? Is the mother positive and the father is negative? It's not cut and dry. It's not quite that simple. It's not as simple as a cup of coffee in the morning. But yes, my mother was a little more orderly, but not perfect. My father, yes, this is my father. He may disagree, because some people, they just can't handle the truth. You can lie and piss people off, but you could tell the truth and really piss some people off. So, if you met my father at his front door, order is what you may see behind him down the hallway. Like extreme order, like very clean, but bricker-bracker, right? Lots of bricker-bracker. Get into another room, and this is what you're going to see. But, yeah, more extreme than what you see here with me. Why is that? Well, because I learned things from my mother and my father, and we always do. Good things, bad things, we pick up bad behavior from them. Of course, with my story, I was an only child raised by my mother, and my father wasn't around. I think if it wasn't for the courts telling him he had to be there every other weekend, he wouldn't have been there at all, honestly. He might not like hearing that, but it is the truth, because he really wasn't around in my life. Just every other weekend, and sometimes it just didn't happen the way it was supposed to. But yes, the table of chaos. So this is my working theory, right? I always like to have clean table, junk table. This is my junk table theory, and this is something I got from my father. Like,
one of the bad traits I pick up from my father is kind of hoarding lots of junk. Like, I bring things in. He's far worse than me. I got the junk table. He's got several rooms of junk. He's had houses where there were just trails. So yeah, lots of garage selling for him. With me, it's not so much garage sales. It's a little bit of thrift stores and a lot of garbage, right? I like to dig through the garbage, but I got to be careful of what I bring in. I've had far worse situations where it was a whole room full of just unorganized junk. But this is getting out of control. There's really, if I just keep adding, it's going to be a big pile. So we need to take care of this. I don't know if we're going to deal with all of this in one go, especially in this video, all of this in one video, but, or not, we're not going to do several videos about this, because what's the point? It's kind of boring. This is just a story I'm telling you. Yeah, I watched my parents as I was growing up. I learned things from their mistakes. I learned some positive things, not just from their mistakes, but, you know, from their positive sides, things they had to offer, advice and wisdoms and things of that nature. But I definitely learned a lot from their bad sides, their dark sides, their darkness, their evil and all that. So I don't have complete respect for my parents. We're not all blessed with good parents. You know, we don't get to choose our parents. I don't have the best parents. It's just the truth. And that's what I mean by some people don't like the truth. And I try to tell the truth. There's truths that I'm not going to share with the general public, like in this form, in a video. But if you want to understand me a little better, you have to understand that I am fully alone. I don't want anything to do with my parents. I've tried to retouch with them, and it just always turns out to not be worth it. And if you think, you know, that, oh, you're just a spoiled kid, blah, 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 I'm not. I have good reasons. I have very good reasons for the decisions I've made. And I'm just not going to go into great detail because it gets personal and it gets dark. I don't want to cause people to break down and cry. I don't want to cause anybody harm. But yes, I've learned good and bad things from them, and I try to curb the bad traits that I've picked up from them, such as having a junk table. But it's a good, positive thing to deal with this. Like when you have to do this, when you have to clean up your mess, it can be cleansing. It's a spiritual experience at times to do this. You're bringing order back to your life, right? Can we fit this in there? Oh, maybe not. Maybe. Hey, oh yes, we got it. So there's a place for everything, right? And some of the places for some of the things in here, on this table especially, free box, garbage, or the container they came in. So I'm trying to slim things down, not just to like have order and bring back chaos. Like, you know, am I going to keep this as a junk table? Am I going to bring order to it just to let it go out of control again? Because what's up with a junk table is you're bringing stuff in, maybe you don't have time to put it where it belongs, or it just doesn't have a place to belong. And you throw it on this one table until there is a place for it. You know, it's kind of like kicking the can down the road until you get to this, the end of the road, when you need to bring order to it. So there is a place for everything here. We've got these. There's a place for them. There's a drawer for these. There's a drawer for all this line. When I'm busy, tackle gets thrown here, like bits of line that I'm working with that I'm not taking out with me, but I'm working with it here. Or this is like stuff that I grab on the daily, right? So maybe it comes with this session, but not tomorrow's session, not yesterday's session. So it just sits there because it's used numerous times during the week, just not every day. Yeah, there's like tools that I'm constantly getting at, so why keep them in containers down under there when you're using them almost on the daily? So they're just here at the ready. And then there's the boxes back there for all my pedals. Some people don't keep those boxes. I do. Some people keep boxes for everything, but they never use the boxes. You know, they keep the boxes for everything that they bought, and they just fill up a room or more full of empty boxes. I've seen that. But the reason why I keep the boxes for pedals and other electrical devices from my music world is when I'm going to pack them away, maybe ship them somewhere, or put them in storage or sell them to someone, I want to put it in its original box, especially for storage. The boxes protect the item, because some of the items that these boxes belong to are not cheap. Oh, what did I drop? When you have dogs and cats, you need to make sure, if you're like me and you have a lot of fishing stuff around, you want to make sure that the hooks stay up, not down. So I'm probably just going to tame this a bit today. It is the full moon, and I don't really fish on the full moon down here too much, but there is like a high percentage of thunderstorms for today as well. So I'm probably just gonna do a lot of this, get it really tame, orderly, and then try to get on to some other projects, video projects, maybe for this channel or other channels that I make content for. At some point, it's just going to be unbearable to work in this part of this trailer. It's just going to get too hot. Yeah, there are quite a few people that share a similar story to me. And after a while, we just become ourselves. And there's not much left that is attributed to our parents because they're so far behind us. It's unfortunate. It's not something I would wish on anybody. But sometimes you have to live without those who caused your existence to come into being. Whenever I mention my parents, somebody always has the tenacity to tell me that I should call them right after, I said something to the effect of that I've already said in this video. And that's very, I don't know what to say. Either you could say it's extremely ignorant or it's insensitive. I haven't gone into great detail why I've had to make the decisions that I've had to make. But trust me, you don't want to go there. You don't want to start telling me I need to rekindle a relationship with these people that I've left behind. Because when I say I have good reason, I have extremely good reasons. And the reasons are egregious. like extremely egregious. It wasn't because they weren't nice to me. They didn't give me a bunch of money or something. Very good reasons. When I say I don't want to curdle your milk, I seriously mean that. You might ask, why talk about it at all then? Yesterday's video with the grapefruit, that was a mother's story, right? With a screwdriver in the refrigerator that a 4-year-old thought was orange juice, and she wasn't there. There's always good, positive memories. Hopefully they can weigh out the darker ones, right? The bad stuff, the stuff that still gives you nightmares. It's worth talking about. The details aren't worth going deep into. We all go through something and we have to bear it through our lives. Something dark, something bad. Sometimes burying it really deep is not such a good thing, but definitely opening up to strangers can have its downfalls. But yeah, you gotta keep a clear head and know what's making you sick, right? And this disarray has been driving me nuts. I'm so glad that I'm finally at this point where I'm getting a little bit of order installed here on the junk table. I'm seeing things I haven't seen in a while because it just got buried. And I'm seeing things that I'm dreading dealing with, like this rat's nest of leaders, used hooks, things that have been used a lot and just end up here in a pile. Yeah, sometimes you have to understand the darkness before you could truly be in the light or bring the light. Sometimes you just have to jump in there and deal with the chaos, or you're never going to have order. You got to know what, like I said, is making you sick before you could truly heal. You have to face it. You have to face this, the junk table. Look at that. I'm getting somewhere with it. I don't know what to do with these. These are patch cords I found in the garbage. They got to be tested. I kind of just want to chunk them in a garbage bag, but I kind of don't. What if they're good? Because some of them are long and some of them look like they're good, but they could be full of shorts. From chaos comes order, and from order comes chaos, and from chaos comes order. Just keeps going like that. Well, when it comes to tables and stuff like that, it doesn't always have to keep going like that. You can keep things clean and whatnot, but when you get real busy, it can get like that. And sometimes dealing with it is something you might dread, because it is something I dread. It's like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. But it gets so unwieldy, so crazy that you got to deal with it. And sometimes for me, it's very therapeutic. Cleaning is always good. I find it not just therapeutic, not a therapy thing alone, but also a deeper spiritual thing there. Spiritual meaning. It's cleansing. It's good. I feel really good. I feel like I accomplished something. I mean, those tables are kind of white. From a distance, they look really clean. Close up, yeah, they're even though I bleached them, they've been around a while. Yeah, Yeah, it smells. I can smell the bleach in here. It smells good. Yeah, you're right. I am in a good mood. Ready to conquer the day, or some of it, because I did wake up at 1 a.m. and I'd only had a few hours of sleep. You can hear outside that the sun is rising. You don't hear the sun rising, you hear the people out there. So it's coming. Yeah, you're right, but we're at the end of this video. So thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Yeah, you're right. M Hood Fishing is my main channel. M Hood's Boom is my strange music channel. And I appreciate you still hanging on, watching this video. We're really close to monetizing this channel. 2 monetized channels is what I need going to help me get on that road to something better. Different adventures, different horizons. The center of the universe, the West Pole, the intergalactical divide. Yeah, you're right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.